I'm supposed to block this. Okay. Okay. Have you not seen the let's call it Arc System Direct? Because I watched it live, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. You have. Good. I thought I was the only one. And we can talk about this while I'm doing the mission mode. Actually, I need to pull this up. This is absolutely. That was atrocious. This was a fucking shit show, in my honest opinion. That was a fucking shit show. They have nothing, like, nothing for the core games. Absolutely nothing for the core games that Arc System is known for announced in any way, shape, or form. They didn't announce Lucy for Guilty Gear. They did not announce like when she comes out. They didn't have any footage of that. They didn't announce I don't know, like Vilkas coming out in Grand Blue Fantasy in 1 month, something like that, possibly 1.5. Nothing like that. I mean, we have still Evo coming up, so I'm pretty sure that we will see something there. But keep in mind, we are already in summer, so they don't have that much time before Wilkes comes out. That shit show. 29 minutes. I've sat there for 29 minutes, and all they were basically showing was a bubble game. I'm like, okay, but who cares, right? And then you had like, there was like something for Double Dragon Revive. That one looked quite okay-ish. I'm like, the beat 'em up genre is pretty much dead. They didn't even show much for the Nen Impact. They didn't do anything for Nen Impact. That's the point. It was like, It was also good evening, Kitsune. How are you doing? I was so disappointed. Like, none of the cool games that we like play right now, specifically because Arc System is still a fighting game developer mostly. And I don't get me wrong, I do truly understand why they are trying to get into other genres, because the fighting game genre alone will not keep Arc System afloat. Okay, we can agree on that part. My expectations were already low, but this shit, man, dude, yeah, I see the point. I hoped, like, perhaps I hope my hope was a little bit too high. Perhaps my bar was set too high. They talked about a little bit about Nen Impact, and I'm like, yeah, but it's Hunter x Hunter. Why do I want to, or why should I care about Hunter x Hunter? That's kind of that question that I have for myself, right? I'm like, why should I care about Hunter x Hunter? What's the point of Hunter x Hunter? I mean, this franchise, keep in mind, this franchise is like top 20 years old. Damon and Baby? Demon and Baby. Yeah. That was like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of these games look really good as what they're trying to achieve, right? I mean, someone might be into Bubbly Bubble, Bubble, right? Oh, Bubble Bobble, sorry, that's what it actually is pronounced. Bubble Bobble might actually be one of the games where someone with a VTuber, for example, could actively think this is really cool as a kind of fun game. I don't know. I'm not into that kind of shit, right? It's a puzzle game. I don't like puzzle games as much, or I feel like it is a puzzle game. But for example, a Double Dragon Revive. Keep in mind the beat 'em up genre is like, I'm pretty sure the beat 'em up genre right now, as we know it, is pretty much dead. Like, I can't think of any time where the beat 'em up genre was great again after the 80s and 90s. I think big contender for that, for example, would be Final Fight, right? Everyone knows Final Fight of a beat 'em up. I know that there is a community who loves beat 'em up games like that, but I also know that the beat 'em up genre is borderline, yeah, it's dead. Maybe all this shit appealed to the Japanese audience. I don't believe that. Because when I've read the chat, most of the time, people were making fun about it or just said, yeah, but what about Lucy? What about Grand Blue Fantasy? What about, what about Blast Blue, possibly? Like, they wanted so badly a Blast Blue continuation, but yeah, with this is basically killed. This expectation, like, they didn't even showcase anything from Marvel's Tokon. Like, nothing. There was nothing. Absolutely borderline silence. And don't get me wrong, I'm like, for who do they create? Where is it? I just saw it before. For whom do they create games? Which is not my biggest problem. Uni 2 only got like a sale announcement. We should have been approaching the next DLC character. Oh yeah, Under Night Rebirth. Yeah. The Blast Blue team doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, instead we get like this one. I'm like, why? What the hell? And this is like this. I'm so sorry when I say this. I don't want to bring this agenda up, but I don't give about anyone. Like, if someone is not a gamer, right? If someone doesn't feel like a gamer, and just wants to be in a agenda and just criticize people for having specific characters in the game, and they don't care about franchises, they don't care about the games, they don't care about the gaming industry at all, and they just want to have games for people that have like either social anxiety, which I have, but I still don't give a shit, right? Or like whatever this is, for whatever reason they've created it. I have no clue for who this is supposed to be. Is this kind of a Yuri game or something? Is this like a light novel game? You just play the game and they talk shit and smack and nobody gives a damn? Like a flying goddamn fuck? We want to play games. We want to play appealing games. Just make fucking games. Make them good. Make them mechanically good. Make them generally good. I had this debate for myself yesterday. What do I want in a game? Games should be fun. Games should be time induced, not too much time inducing, but it should be definitely taken away from your fucking stress level. It should basically give you a good time, but it also needs to be in a timeline where we talk about like, if it costs me like $40 or $50, I want to sink in my time for very specific reasons. Like, for example, is the game fun? Yeah, okay, can be. Does it have a really good mode or something? Yeah, possibly. Who knows? We don't really know most of the game's modes yet, right? But is the gameplay fun? Is the story good? Is it something resonating with me? Then yeah, why not? But I feel like the 2D beat 'em up timeline, as we have known from the 90s and possibly the early 2000s, I think that is over. I have no clue why they felt like, oh, we need to have a Double Dragon again, back, like revived, just for whoever, like a small audience of people who love beat 'em up games. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to shit on them. What I'm trying to say here is, if the game is fun and it takes me, I don't know, 400 hours to beat, like fully, with New Game Plus included, then yeah, let's fucking go. But if it takes me just in a session of 14 hours to beat this fucking game, it's not worth it. It won't be worth it to buy. I'm sorry that my nose is snorting right now. I'm not sure why. It looks like a low budget project. Oh, it looks even less than a low budget project. Because Absalom is basically the same, but in a fantasy art style. So I can already tell this budget Might not be as big as this budget, but I feel like this budget here might be worth its time because it's a fantasy, kind of a gameplay. That means like they have fantasy characters. That means they most likely level up. They most likely learn special abilities, something like that. They most likely have a special mode. It looks fucking cool. It looks way less effort, but at least they are honest about it. And keep in mind, I'm not saying that high budget makes equal good game, because let's keep it real, that's not the truth. High budget doesn't mean that's a good game. High budget means you wasted most of the potential on something that possibly couldn't even worth it, and then you try to excuse it for various reasons to be something that it's possibly not. That was fucking ranting, I'm sorry. You know, that was an absolute rant, and I'm pretty sure this rant wasn't possibly worth it. Who knows? But I guess most of the player base and the viewer base, as anyone would understand it, yeah, he kind of right. I kind of have the Asmongold approach here. If you don't have anything to show, then show nothing at all. There were so many people in that stream completely kaboofled, completely confused, completely taken aback, and hopes and dreams not only destroyed, but shattered into pieces. I mean, my expectations were not too high. But long story short, I'm not against the fact that Arc Sys can make different games, but the showcase was completely pointless. It could have been just an email limo. They hyped it so up for everyone, especially the fighting game players, that I felt like they have betrayed the community that still supports them to a huge degree. And they asked themselves, they asked themselves, for example, why? Don't get me wrong. If Nintendo knows anything, they know how to fucking hype up their player base. Like the payer base. Sorry, payer base makes more sense. They know how to fucking hype up their payer base, right? Nintendo knows how to fucking run directs. Because when I saw this Arc System Direct, I was like confused why this woman, which name's floating up my head, I'm sorry for that, looked the entire time to the camera, but they shift the viewpoint. They shifted like this, and she still looked onto the fucking teleprompter. And then they shifted it like this, where she still looked onto the fucking teleprompter. And I was like, so bamboozled, well, because then one view is completely right into our faces. I'm like, don't you know why Nintendo's Direct looks so much better? Because they don't waste money on 3 fucking cameras. They have 3 cameras on different teams. Most likely not even different cameras. They just purchased one and said, you know what? We'll just take this, record it. There you have it. That wasn't live. Every time I watch some companies doing a Nintendo Direct, I'm always thinking to myself, don't do it. Please. Make something unique. Be unique. Don't care what Nintendo does. I know they were the sales head for Nintendo Directs, but the reason why they are so good at it is because they fucking nail it. And even if I disagree with one or two things, even if I disagree with the Nintendo Switch 2 presentation, why they didn't show the pricing, they've nailed it. Even if I wasn't completely, soaked into Donkey Kong Bonanza or any of the other new games they've announced, they nailed it. I'm not a big fan of Nintendo, but they know how to run these fucking directs. Developers can learn from it, should take away from it, not copy it. Be unique. Yeah, and all the Daisuke Ishiwatari new game thing was a dick move. Was it that one that didn't have like anything to show? Like absolutely nothing? If that is the case, then why even announce it, right? Why would you even announce it? Just say, hey, like Nintendo announced the Mario movie, and they said, hey, we have a Mario movie coming up. It will come up in 2020. I think it was 2023. These are the actors that will be paid to play the certain roles. It will be fully 3D animated. They didn't need to show anything. But everyone was hyped for the Mario movie. And truth to be told, it is actually one of the best 3D animations I have personally seen. The story is all over the place, but, you know, it's basically a love letter to the franchise, a love letter to the fans and stuff. And I'm like, come on, that gets a slip. It's supposed to be, I think it's like an action slash adventure, something like that. It feels really bad. When I looked at it, I'm like, why though? What's the point? It's this one here, right? Baby and Damon. Damon and Baby. I couldn't be less interested. Yeah, I agree.